Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're really focusing on the core philosophy, the bedrock thinking of a major global entrepreneur, Jack Ma.
Right.
We're trying to get past the usual business talk and understand his fundamental take on building a successful life.
It's a really interesting set of source material we've got. And what jumps out almost immediately is his intense focus. He kind of bypasses all the typical advice,
Like networking, funding.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Seed funding, market timing, all that. Instead, he zeroes in on this one single resource. He argues it's way more critical than money or even luck.
And that resource is time, with a capital T almost.
Yeah, that non-renewable asset, time.
Okay, so our mission here is to unpack Ma's argument, which is pretty unconventional, about those 24 hours everyone gets. Rich, poor, doesn't matter. He sets up this really stark contrast between disciplined action on one side and getting caught in distraction and, feeling sorry for oneself on the other.
The whole thing really hinges on respecting time more than anything else.
That's the foundation, isn't it? Time as the great equalizer.
Absolutely. That's premise number one. CEO, entry-level person, same clock, 24 hours.
And he really emphasizes that this respect for time has to be, deeper than the respect for money. I mean, we've all lost money.
And made it back, hopefully, yeah.
But time, once a minute's gone, it's just gone.
Poof. No refunds, no do-overs. When Ma says, once time is gone, boom, it's gone, it's incredibly blunt.
It makes you think about where all those minutes are actually going, doesn't it? Because those choices are final.
And that brings up the critical choice, right? What do people do with those hours? Some use them to compound value, get smarter, fitter, build skills.
Or he spend it on, what was that example he used? Something about noodles?
Yeah. Learning how to make noodles with firecrackers.
It's funny, but it makes a point. How much time gets sucked into, novelty, trivial stuff, instead of growth?
Precisely. And that leads to Ma's core warning, which is pretty sobering.
What's that?
He basically says, look, if you don't actively spend your time improving yourself, you're essentially setting yourself up to always work for someone who does.
Wow. Okay, so the investment in self-improvement today is what buys independence tomorrow.
That's the idea. Your future self is built by today's time allocation.
Okay, that idea of immediate investment, it flows straight into maybe his most challenging point for modern work culture, his take on work-life balance.
Oh, yeah. Definitely controversial, especially for people just starting out or trying to make a big change.
He really pushes back on the idea of needing immediate balance, doesn't he?
He does. He asks people to, look hard at their situation. When they say they need balance, he asks that really pointed question.
What are you balancing? Are you balancing poverty and laziness?
It lands hard.
It really does. And it feels, almost too critical, like it dismisses self-care, but we have to remember his background.
That context is everything. He started with absolutely nothing. His drive came from sheer necessity, this belief that
no one is coming to rescue you.
Exactly. So for him, in those early, intense building years, balance wasn't really on the table. Survival was. Birding was.
That urgency, it came from feeling genuinely behind, didn't it? And he sort of projects that intensity onto anyone else wanting massive change.
Yeah, and he uses it to highlight this contrast between people kind of celebrating where they are now.
And the high achievers who are always preparing.
That's the key distinction, preparing.
This is where he gives those really vivid examples, right? The weekend scenario.
While the average person might be, as he puts it, partying and enjoying life.
What are the future builders doing?
They're preparing. While one person's relaxing, maybe consuming passively, Bezos is reading about quantum computing.
Which sounds super niche, but it's about the future of physics, logistics.
Right. And Musk is watching videos on rockets and physics, deep dives. Oprah's interviewing psychologists, constantly learning about human motivation, storytelling.
The contrast is stark. You are partying, they are preparing.
It's not about never having fun, of course. It's about whether the fun consistently gets in the way of the preparation.
And maybe even making sure some of that leisure time is actually productive learning.
Exactly. Their consumption is often future-focused. And this whole mindset, this preparation focus, it directly tackles that biggest excuse.
I don't have time.
Yeah. Ma just doesn't buy it. He links that feeling not to genuine exhaustion necessarily, but to
distraction.
Or time management. Distraction. And he basically says, you're not tired, you're just distracted. And challenges people to look at their screen time.
Ouch. A screen time audit? That usually tells a story.
It often reveals hours just evaporating. unconsciously.
Okay, so if time is the currency and we need to invest it wisely, avoiding distraction, the next question is, what are we buying? What do we invest in?
And that's where Ma shifts away from like formal qualifications. He says life doesn't really care about your certificates.
It cares about what you can do. Skills, demonstrable capability.
Right. And he offers this diagnostic tool. He calls it the survival test. 3 questions to gauge real value.
These questions are tough. Let's walk through them. The first one.
If your boss fired you today, could you survive?
Okay, that tests personal resilience. Is your whole identity, your income, tied to just one job?
Then the second. If Instagram disappears tomorrow, does your business still exist?
Platform dependency. Oof. Are you building on rented land?
It forces that reality check. And the third one.
If they took away your university degree, could you still bring value to the market?
This one cuts deep, especially now. Did you actually internalize the knowledge as a skill or just cram for exams?
So these questions aren't meant to make people feel bad, but to guide that time investment, right, towards skills that pass the test.
Exactly. Towards adaptable, high-value skills. And he's quite specific about the ones he champions.
He focuses on 3 main ones: selling, writing, and thinking.
Knowing how to sell, how to write, how to think.
Yeah, why those 3? I mean, in the age of AI, shouldn't it be coding or something?
It's interesting, isn't it? He seems to see these as fundamental human leverage skills. AI might write code, maybe even basic sales copy.
But can it really understand and connect with a person to close a complex deal?
Probably not yet. And thinking critical, strategic thinking, that's what directs the tools, including AI. And writing, for Ma, isn't just words on page. It's clear, persuasive communication. It's conveying complex ideas effectively.
The human element, that's hard to replicate.
Precisely. And he stresses that learning these doesn't require a fancy degree or expensive course.
Right, he points to YouTube, Google, libraries.
The resources are mostly free. The real cost is attention, resisting the pull of easy entertainment.
Because standing still, not growing those skills, that's what he sees as really dangerous now.
Which brings us to that metaphor he uses, the downward moving escalator.
Yes, explain that one.
We're all on this escalator, basically, and the forces of progress, AI, automation, global competition, they're constantly pushing it downwards.
So if you just stand still,
You're actually going backwards relative to everyone else who is moving, or relative to the pace of change,
you have to be actively climbing just to maintain your position.
let alone get ahead.
Right.
Continuous growth isn't optional. It's necessary for survival on this escalator.
Okay, so climbing daily is essential. But climbing is, well, it's tiring. It's hard work.
It absolutely is. And that leads into the final, maybe the most crucial part of his philosophy. It's about shifting from relying on motivation,
Which comes and goes.
exactly, to building discipline, which lasts.
And his advice here is pretty counterintuitive, he says.
Stop chasing excitement. Start embracing boredom.
Embrace boredom. That sounds
Oh,
boring.
it does. But what he means is that real progress, real success, it doesn't usually come from huge, exciting breakthroughs.
It comes from the small stuff.
The small steps, taken consistently every single day, even when it's tedious. Reading 10 pages of a dense book, saving $10, making that one difficult phone call.
That compound effect of boring consistency.
That's where the magic happens, according to Ma. He talks about his own path. It wasn't glamorous.
It was things like writing endless emails, learning English vocab.
Yeah, reading business books late at night, practicing presentations alone, facing the mirror. Repetitive, unexciting tasks done over and over.
Boredom is the price you pay for building the muscle.
That's a great way to put it. And discipline is that muscle. He uses these great metaphors.
The shower and the muscle.
Right. Motivation is like a shower. Feels good, essential maybe, but you need it daily, and the effect washes off quickly.
Okay.
But discipline, that's like building muscle. It takes slow, repetitive effort. It might hurt a bit, but once it's strong, it stays with you. It serves you consistently without needing constant pep talks.
And building that discipline muscle, it's also key for dealing with your environment, right? What he calls the social cage.
If the people closest to someone are always gossiping, complaining, settling for mediocrity,
They're essentially stealing that precious time and energy.
they're consuming the budget. And they act like a cage, kind of holding people back at their level. It's comfortable, maybe, but limiting.
So his solution isn't necessarily confrontation, it's...
Just be busy. It's incredibly practical. Instead of getting sucked into draining conversations or pointless social events, politely opt out.
And he suggests using specific excuses like, sorry, I can't, I'm busy.
Learning Python, or I'm attending a webinar on financial modeling. Something growth-oriented.
People might laugh at first.
They might. But Mao's point is, 5 years down the line, the person who consistently made those boring choices is often the one everyone else is suddenly asking for advice.
The payoff for persistence, it's about choosing your future peer group by how you spend your time now.
Exactly. Every minute spent reinforcing the cage is a minute not spent building the skills to escape it and move up that escalator.
So wrapping this all up, for anyone listening to this deep dive, what's the core message? Ma seems to force a fundamental choice.
He really does. Are people going to watch more drama or write their own story?
Are they going to make excuses or make progress?
He pushes people to stop waiting. Stop waiting for the perfect moment, the right amount of money, the surge of motivation.
Because today's time is the most valuable, non-refundable asset they have. Don't waste it waiting.
Just start investing it now.
And he uses that final challenge, that mental exercise, the future self-check.
Yeah, imagine that successful future version of yourself.
Yeah.
The one who's achieved those goals, financial freedom, health, wisdom, whatever they are.
Now imagine that future self looking back at today, right now.
What do they see? Are they proud of how this incredibly valuable asset today's time was used?
Or are they sighing, thinking, why are you watching cat videos again? You know you need to build that skill.
It's powerful because future success really does hinge on answering that question with action today.
It all comes down to perseverance, doesn't it? Which connects to his philosophy about struggle.
Absolutely. That 3-day struggle idea?
Yeah.
He's realistic. Building anything worthwhile is hard.
Today is hard.
Tomorrow is harder.
But the day after tomorrow is beautiful.
That's the core of it. The whole challenge is to survive tomorrow, to push through the hardest part.
Because that beautiful future is waiting right after the peak difficulty. Don't give up on the cusp of it.
Don't die on tomorrow evening, as he puts it. Live for the day after tomorrow. That's the essence of disciplined perseverance.